I used to debate that, like, well, all right, you got to be one thing. What are you? Are you this or are you that? And that was such like an immature approach to identity.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because
for sure. We all have that.
You're so many different things.
Well, that's what bisexuals exist for. That's why I want to jump the ship to like I want to put my foot on one boat and keep the other foot on the other and just have my dick riding above the ocean the whole time. The whole time.
That'd be one tan dick.
Yeah, oh, dude, it's gonna be just flopping in
Blister.
the wind, waiting to get shot into something. No matter where it is.
Yeah, man. But like, you battle that, and then like, I came to the understanding of like, I'm so many different. I'm not. It's not like I'm different things, but like, I have so many different interests.
Yeah,
that it creates a different person. It's like some people can identify like Bill Gates was like the computer guy.
Yeah. Yeah,
you
he
know?
kind of became that. Yeah,
and like you got people looking up to Bill Gates, and they're like, man, I want to be the computer guy. But you'll never be Bill Gates.
No,
right? But you can't make it. You can't differentiate like Bill Gates from the computer guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It just becomes synonymous. Yeah.
And then on the way, you kind of like everybody wanted to be Steve Jobs as an entrepreneur.
Of course, yeah.
Right? That's like the icon of icons when it comes to being an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
for a lot of people. At least, maybe not
sure.
young people now, but like kind of our
for sure, dude. Yeah, Steve Jobs is the fucking man, yeah. He's the Elon Musk of today.
Right.
Yeah.
And so people want to be that, but all that is just him being an entrepreneur or him being a problem solver.
Yeah.
You know? And if you can identify in like the characteristics of a person, then like that can like help you identify or like ground yourself.
It could start to give you some basis, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Because I mean the thing, and this is actually an interesting point that you said, do you need to identify something? Because like the thing that bothered me when I was kind of getting into the film business was that like I had to do everything when I started. Like, you know, a lot of people that was this age, was my age and like even younger, had to grow up doing everything because, you know, I grew up in an age in film where cameras could handle high definition recording in camera. You can get the cameras for fairly cheap with little DSLRs, and you can, you know, use minimal lights, and you can edit with Premiere and Final Cut, and, you know, you can do everything yourself. So because nobody trusted me with just one job, you know, I would just do everything and just charge like one rate. So for like 3 years, I did everything. And so I got really good at all of it. You know, so like now that I'm like at the level that I'm at, like when I advertise myself as a DP camera operator, whatever, people are like, oh, cool, you're a DP camera operator. And I'm like, oh, and also I edit. They're like, you edit too? And I'm like, oh, also I color correct. They're like, color correct? And I'm like, oh, and also I'm a commercial director. They're like, huh. So here's the thing. The number one golden rule in the industry is do one job. That's what everybody tells you. Do one job, get really good at that job. Because if they think you're doing all this other shit, you're not going to be like picked because they think you're just like kind of shitty at all of it. You know, you can't be that good at all of it. There's no time in the world to get good at all that stuff, but there is. That's the thing. Yeah. So when I identify with my job, it's like, it's weird to be like, yeah, I do all this stuff, but I have to like pick and choose who I tell what I do.
Right. Exactly. No, I totally get it, dude, because what I'm, yeah. So that goes back to what my original point was I didn't actually express, is you could, in the process of trying to be this director,
yeah,
right? That was kind of like the original idea, right?
It still is.
It still is, right?
For sure.
You still do it. But you gain knowledge in other areas of it.
Exactly, yes.
And so instead of just being this absent-minded director who has no idea about
who's
editing
never picked up a camera or editing or whatever,
you're more informed in your own way. And it's like, hey, you could pay for the Jimmy Swagger or of directing.
Yeah.
Or you can work with Joe Lombardi, who is a director but has his feet in other areas. And so like when it comes to a final mix or a final cut of something,
it's a 360 vision. Yeah.
He would have way more understanding of like the whole package of this production.
And dead serious, dude, like it has been an advantage when I'm able to get it to work, because when I actually do get,
you'd have to just sell it. You'd have to sell it.
It
right?
is, but I mean, like it's selling it on my own is rough. But like when I have people that recommend me, it's better. So like, when I did a few commercials in New York that I was doing a couple of years ago, the best part about this is when I finally got to direct. And I've been working with directors for 10 years, dude. And I hate some of these directors. Like some of these people that run these projects are awful people that just don't know what they're doing, or just negligent to like the needs of their people that work for them, or just horrible creatives that are just shitty people that just don't know what they're doing. So I finally got to show people how to do it properly. And no joke, dude, the best payoff I ever got was getting people to come up to me like afterwards when we were tearing down, like, hey dude, I just want to let you know, like, I don't know who you are, but like, you're like one of the best directors I ever worked with. Like, dead serious. Like, you told me exactly what you wanted. You're super cool. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like became this like great feeling of being like, finally I was able to show the job that I do, like how to do it properly. And also the other thing is I paid people that day. I didn't wait 30 days because everybody waits 30 days in my industry, and I hate it so much.
Just because you can.
Because I could. And I got people that
No, I'm saying the 30 days. People wait because they can.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's
they
a net 30
hold
thing.
out.
Yeah, they can hold out.
Spend more money on other things, maybe, and be like, okay, maybe, all right, now I got to pay them.
They can juggle their finances.
Yeah.
And just kind
they
of
forget about what's the most important part, which is the people involved in the project.
Bro, I hate taking... I'm like, dude, don't take a project if you can't pay the people. Like, you got to pay it. And so that day, I'll write checks.
Yeah.
On set. Every time. And if I use an editor, which I did, that day paid him. At the end of the 3 days that we worked, paid him.
But see, that's what makes you different than a person that just is a director.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like,
because I went through this shit. I know exactly how hard it is. I know.
But see, I feel like that's going to do you so well the further your career goes.
Yeah.
Because all you have to do is do it more.
Yeah, 100%.
Whether it's on the lowest end possible.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to do... Same with me. You know, it's like whatever I'm good at, I just have to do it more at whatever level it is, so that reputation can grow and grow. And people who like whatever I'm presenting, you know, the whole gambit of things that I'm knowledgeable about, or you, the directing, all this other, it'll attract people who like that.
Right. Yeah.
And that's why I'm doing the podcast. Like, this is the most important thing, I feel like, for me or for whoever I get on. It's like, you don't know somebody until you have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
And when you have a conversation, when you listen into a conversation on multiple accounts or, you know, multiple times, it's like, oh, you get to know them even more.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
And so, like, if you like that person, those people who like that, whatever you're presenting, are going to gravitate to you.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's hard to kind of get out your most authentic self in like a Instagram story.
No, it's impossible.
You know what I mean?